Well, good morning. Here it is. It's Tuesday morning. It's Today is December the 12th, and I uh, I hope that you had a good Monday. I hope you had a great start to your week. And now here it is on it's Tuesday morning, and hope you're feeling well. I hope that you haven't caught any of the viruses or bugs or things that are going around. But even if you have, I pray that you get over it. But anyway, hope that you're well rested and now ready to tackle the opportunities that God has blessed us with a new day. This morning, I wanna share a devotional with you entitled "A God Who Understands." The reception, that the world gave Mary and Joseph before Christ was born it's typical of the reception, it gave Jesus, when he was here on this earth. Jesus himself said in Luke chapter 9, verse 58, said, "Foxes have dens to live in, and birds have nests, but the Son of Man has no place even to lay his head." We've romanticized, the story of Jesus' birth in our nativity scenes, with Mary, Joseph, and the baby in a stable, full of adoring animals. And meanwhile, the shepherds and wise men, they look on as, a bright star shines in the distance and angels fly overhead. But the reality is that, when that the birth of Jesus, it was cold, it was unsanitary, and it was difficult. He was wrapped, not in satin, but in cheap rags. But the thing is, that doesn't diminish the story. Rather, to me, it enhances it. To show the humiliation that Christ went through to enter this world of ours. It symbolizes his entire life on earth, from the cradle to the cross. Jesus, he could have been born, in the most elegant mansion on the richest boulevard in the Roman Empire. I mean, he could have had aristocratic, parents. He could have had the finest clothes, from the most exclusive shops. And he could have had legions of angels, at his beck and call. But he did not. Instead, he laid it all aside. I mean, think about it. Jesus was born in a cave. He borrowed food, to feed a crowd. He borrowed a coin to illustrate a truth. And he rode into Jerusalem on a borrowed donkey, and he celebrated Passover in a borrowed room. He even died on a borrowed cross that was meant for another, Barabbas. And then he was laid in a borrowed tomb that belonged to Joseph of Arimathea. C.H. Spurgeon, said that Jesus was infinite and an infant, eternal and yet born of a woman, supporting the universe and yet needing to be carried in a mother's arms. In Philippians chapter 2, verses 6 and 7, it points out and says, "Though he was God, he did not think of equality with God as something to cling to. Instead, he gave up his divine privileges. He took the humble position of a slave and was born as a human being." I mean, he was larger than the universe, and became an embryo. Jesus Christ was deity in diapers. Jesus was God in heaven, and then he was God as an embryo. God as a baby, God as a man, God on the cross, and God rising again. He never ceased to be God. But you see, what he did was he laid aside some of the privileges of his deity. Philippians goes on to say in verses 7 and 8, "When he appeared in human form, he humbled himself in obedience to God and died a criminal's death on a cross." Jesus, he humbled himself and he walked this earth and he breathed out air and He lived our life, and then he died our death. You know, we have a God in heaven who understands what it's like to walk through this life. He literally felt our pain, and he went through it all. And he went through all of this, you know, just for us. You know, that's how much Jesus loved us. You know, he loved us to go through all this, you know, to live in a human body, and then to, you know, to die a death on a cross and rise out of that grave, just so that we could have a relationship with him. And so anyway, I hope that encourages you here this morning. I hope that you want to live a life that's pleasing to God. I know I do. And anyway, just remember, Angie and I, we love you guys, and we're praying for you. And Lord willing, I'll see you tomorrow morning. God bless you.